Have you ever sat at work thinking, I really hate this job? Or said, what am I doing here? I'm wasting my life. If so, I understand your feelings because that was me for years. And I knew I should have left my job. But I could never bring myself to do it until God compelled me into action. I say that because honestly, I was scared of embarking on something different. Since the financial security of my previous job was incredible, right? Like, I paid off all of my student loans without any assistance from anyone else. And I also explored multiple parts of the US. I went to New York City and checked out Manhattan, Central Park. I even watched Frozen in a Broadway show. I drove out to Colorado Springs with my sister and friends for a weekend getaway of hiking. I even went out west to Portland, Oregon and walked through a tea garden and enjoyed a hike with a good friend. So I was acutely aware of my blessings. I had everything a 30-something in America could ask for to be deemed a success, knowing my position was coveted by many other people, but it did nothing for my soul. I looked around at my fellow senior co-workers and asked myself, do I want to be them in 20 or 30 years? And each time the answer was a resounding no, just no. Because nothing I saw around me gave me hope to answering the question that was deepest to me, that weighed on me the most, and that was this: what is the reason for my existence? And it was my drive to address that question that led me to God. Now, I'm not going to detail my entire journey of finding God, and truth be told, I feel he should be the last thing people learn about me, but his involvement is inextricably tied to my new path in life. Thus, his mentioning is required. So, here we are. 8 years ago, after a terrible life tragedy, I turned to religion as a remedy to provide relief where nothing else seemed to help. I knew of the Bible, and I was familiar with the teachings of Jesus, but practically speaking, I was about as experienced being a Christian as a newborn was to being a human being. The groundwork was there, but years of growth was needed before I could walk on my own. And over the years since, I learned the depths of God's infinite love, the sacrifice of Jesus for the redemption of all the fallen, that is, mankind, what it meant to call myself a Christian. And with these lessons, I slowly came to understand what having faith meant to so many other willful followers. It was an extremely difficult growth to live through because it required humility of myself that I hadn't known. That is, accepting that life itself wasn't what I thought it was, but something much grander, and thus myself was merely a simple piece of the puzzle. Yet this humility led to the answer of my deepest question, that is, what is the reason for my existence? And with it answered, I had the peace of mind I was so desperately searching for. And in that peace, I knew where my life was and still is going. I knew it was God I served. I knew the image of heaven is what I'll witness when I watch the closing credits of the movie that was my life. And I understood the possibility exists that my perspective could be wrong, but my faith drove me forward, believing I'm right. And so finally, there I was at work on Thursday, January 6, 2022, full of faith, fueled by my desire to follow God's will, working a job I didn't enjoy, looking out at the world of inequality from my position of convenience and financial stability, seeking to do something more with my life, that I felt God say to me, take the jump, quit your job. But I was afraid and scared of the uncertain future, saying back to him, but what if I fail? What if I fall? And he, without missing a beat, responded by saying, I'll catch you. So immediately after, I wrote an email to my manager stating that I was quitting my job. I checked it for errors. I entered I quit in the subject line, and then I didn't send it. I couldn't do it. I was too scared of the unclear future I was walking into. For all the growth I did in pursuing God, the moment I was supposed to deliver on my promise to him, I failed. And in retrospect, it was fitting because no one is perfect. Nobody is perfect in their pursuit of God. We all stumble and fail to meet his standards multiple times. It's part and parcel of the process of spiritual growth. So I deleted the email, put my things away, and upset with myself and my failure to do anything about my dreadful situation, I went home defeated. I made dinner, ate, watched something on YouTube, said my nightly prayers, and went to sleep. The following Friday morning, I woke up, brushed my teeth, got dressed, set up the laptop on my desk for work, signed into my accounts, and connected to my morning meeting. And there I was, again, sitting in the same morning meeting with the same coworkers, giving their same updates, with the same lack of excitement, just checking the same morning box of the day, as we all did for the previous several years. And it killed me. I don't remember what my update was for the team, but what I do remember was lying to the whole team the entire time because I did nothing the day before. I lied about who I helped, I lied about my work, and I especially lied about my tasks for that day because it was decided. I was checked out. In my mind, in my heart of hearts, I knew exactly what I was going to do once the meeting was over. There was no more room for fear. There was no more room for uncertainty. It was time to act. Once the meeting was over, I went into the trash of Outlook, pulled out the deleted email, read it over one more time, sent it to my manager, and then sent a message to my team on Slack stating what I just did. I signed out of my accounts, shut down my laptop, and closed the lid. And so on Friday, January 7th of 2022, I officially quit my job and said no to the life I chose, and instead let my drive for God's will take over. It was this drive of living for something more that pushed me off the edge of certainty into the harrowing fall of the unknown. My leap of faith officially undertaken in the form of quitting my job and starting something wholly new. I didn't know where I was landing, how I'd land, or where I was going once I got back up, but I trusted God to see me through the darkness in a way only He could. I was finally putting my faith into practice. So after I closed my laptop, lacking direction, and in a state of exhilaration, I did the only thing I knew to do, and that was pray. I sought guidance from He who guided me to where I now was, and I asked, "What now, God? I've quit my job. Where do I go from here?" And I heard Him say, "Get a job as a waiter, find a comedy club, and start posting videos online." And that's been my path since. I got a job as a busser at a restaurant a month later, and transitioned to being a server in July of that year. I started going to open mics around San Antonio, and now, as you can see, I've been working on building out a YouTube channel, and that's where I'm at. The beginning of a new life of purpose at its very core. Gone is my existential angst of purpose and meaning. Gone is the pursuit of success and stability for the sake of stability and success. And here are the days of growing in trust of God and the free and willful pursuit of His will for my life. I have no idea. I have no idea how this will play out, but I look forward to this new adventure with only an unwavering conviction to His love and guidance. Is His will the solution for everyone? No, I don't quite believe that. But I do believe His will could be the solution for all those who freely desire freedom from all attachments to this material existence we occupy. That said, I don't want to give the impression that this channel will be a Christian channel. Quite the contrary. I aim to provide content anyone can enjoy. But as I said, I had to bring up this central part of my life in the beginning because it's how it all started. So, thank you for your time. Please subscribe and like the video to help me begin this new chapter, and have a blessed day.